In other videos, I had made allegation that this man is not a Republican, nor is he a conservative, regardless of the tag that hung off of the end of his name during the election cycle or the party ticket that got the man elected to office. And while a lot of the statements here in the Republican oath don't apply to him, I think the biggest one is the little line right in the middle. And from there, I'm going to take this video down a road that's going to reveal something that I can't believe I missed. It says, "I believe that sound money policy should be our goal." Now, I don't think anybody can read that sentence aloud and have the first idea in their mind to be Donald Trump. Donald Trump and sound money policy just don't go together at all. I've shown places where the man has defrauded his way out of paying bills, reneged on pledges, and left people high and dry, and used bankruptcy law to enrich himself. But if we go to his first 100 days, we see something very interesting. First, I'll announce my intention to renegotiate NAFTA. Second, I will announce our withdrawal from the TPP. He will direct Secretary Mnuchin to label China a currency manipulator. Direct Secretary of Commerce and U.S. Trade to identify all foreign trading abuses that unfairly impact American workers and direct them to use every tool under American and international law to end those abuses immediately. That's interesting. Withdraw from the TPP. That plays right into the hands of China. And when we really think about that, what we have to go to is something that was revealed during the campaign. Down here. According to the Times, the building on the Avenue of the Americas in New York City's Manhattan borough that is partially owned by Trump has a loan of $950 million that was paid for by a few different entities, including the Bank of China and Goldman Sachs. So he owes China money. However, China doesn't recognize U.S. bankruptcy law, so there's no way he can ever get out of paying that. So I got thinking, a man sitting atop U.S. money policy, what could he do to exact vengeance on the Chinese? But then, there's this. Now, this is something that I cannot believe I missed. It was right in front of me, it had been the whole time, and I just looked right through it. But this is what everything is about. This is why the man got elected. This is why the Russians got involved on behalf of the Chinese to put him in a place where he can affect money policy in a way that actually alleviates his debt. He's going to do things that are going to help China, and in return, the quid pro quo, so to speak, is going to be China allowing him to slither out of his debt to them. They just did it through the Russians. See, everybody was looking at how does Trump being in charge help the Russians? It doesn't help the Russians directly. It helps the Russians help the Chinese, and in turn the Chinese are going to help the Russians in some other way. And that's what this is all about. And it's even been covered. Sinking the Trade Pact actually opens a way for China to lead over there. We get out of the way, they can direct money policy, they can enrich themselves, they can in turn help the Russians, and the Russians helped get him elected. And that's what this is all about. This is what this has always been about. Putting this man in power to affect global money policy. And I find it very ironic that it was the alt-right and their complaints about... Sorry, I had to pause there for a minute. I find it ironic that it was the alt-right and their complaints about globalism and global influence in America and their desire to not have that affect American policy anymore that led them to support a man who is now going to direct American policy in a way that benefits globalism. Instead of America being a leader in the world financially, we're going to be a follower behind the Chinese. And that's what this has all been about. Nothing else. All the other policies, the immigration thing, all of that was just smoke and mirrors. Which is why he's backtracked on all of it. He's backtracked on all of it except for this. This is something he's going to do because this is what got him elected. The Russians got involved in our election to help their buddy, the Chinese. Because back here, this picture is about the Russians and the Chinese not using the US dollar anymore and bilateral trading with their own currencies. And if China is owed money, or if China has outstanding financial debt, they're going to come find who owes them money, and they're going to get it one way or the other. The US has been a country for, less than 300 years. The Chinese have been a country for a couple thousand. And they have dealt with these issues many times before in many different ways. So you can find all this out for yourself. You can go look at Trump's first 100 days on NPR. You can also look, here's a Washington Post article about what labeling China a currency manipulator would do. You can see this on, it's EFFEDIEFFE.com. China and Russia quit the dollar, but that should get you there. This is Red State talking about the amount of money that he owes, and Reuters here, and the Republican Oath, sun.iwu.edu, or just the Republican Oath, you can Google. So I hope everyone had a wonderful and safe New Year's. I will continue to try to make videos that direct people to thoughtful, intelligent content and give people the ability to come to these conclusions on their own. But it's the old adage, follow the money. Follow the money and it will take you to the truth. And in this particular case with this man, it has led us to the ultimate truth of why we are where we are right now. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate the support. Like, share, subscribe. Click the little bell. That would be fantastic. If anyone has any ideas or wants to contribute, down in the comment section. I love to hear from the audience. They have such great ideas. They're intelligent, thoughtful people, and that's why they're here. So God bless in the new year, and we'll see you next time.